Good morning, Vietnam. All right, so today we got Group 4, Quattro Tatonka. I got Connor Lester. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm Valen for it.
Dean Crouch.
Brody Weaver.
Today we'll be going over our assembly for our second project in ME Fundamentals 2. I guess we can just dig in, boys.
We started by organizing every physical brick into a master inventory sheet to track parts and prevent duplicate modeling.
Valen?
Oh.
Yep. All good, big dog.
We use different digital assets to combine with our project using different sources to find the parts and to measure them to connect to each other whenever we were at that stage. I'll pass it on.
And then we quickly realized that standard wasn't enough, and we needed to re-engineer our project to make it more like the Batmobile.
Yeah, so we started with the initial build, and originally I was the assembly coordinator, ensuring that the modeling schedule stayed on track and provided high-level support for difficult parts that Valen and Dean would have trouble with.
I focus more on building the bricks themselves and trying to figure out the correct measurements so that they actually all connect together at the final stage of assembly. I'll pass it on to you.
And I did the assembly, and I took all the pieces he made and started putting them together to see where the errors would occur if there were any early stage modeling issues.
I managed the documentation, identifying critical discrepancies between our physical base plate and the CAD list early on, which saved the team from a massive rework later.
And then when we finally decided to redesign our vehicle, we obviously wanted to go for something more special, more unique to us, and we all agree that DC, the DC universe is way better than Marvel, right? So Batman, everyone loves Batman. You know what's better than Batman? Green Batman. So we decided to redesign our vehicle to be more sports car like, kind of like the Batmobile. We lost the back fenders. We increased the we got rid of them. We got rid of them things, boy. And then we added a bigger wing plate, and yeah, we just went for a more sports car like design. So obviously, when you think of sports car, you got to have the performance, but you also got to have the look, which I feel like we hit.
Yeah, and I started by doing this by removing the rear fenders to make it more like the Batmobile in The Dark Knight. And not being so green also adds to the Batman aesthetic. It's offset it with a little bit of darkness. This wasn't just for looks though. This was to make the car faster. That way it was more aerodynamic.
To complement with the weight loss of losing the back fenders and us shaping the vehicle to match the Batmobile, we put bigger tires in the back with bigger width than the front, making it a staggered setup so that there's more traction in the back if you were to like ride this down the road or whatever it may be you use it for. There would not be slippage or fishtailing.
This design shift meant my inventory had to be updated in real time. I moved the removed parts to the surplus category, I guess, which helped to maintain an accurate part count for the final report.
The biggest hurdle we had was removing the center piece that connected everything. We did this to cut down on weight, to make the vehicle faster, and just better overall. We also it also provided some challenges in CAD to assemble because it was kind of like the centerpiece that everything assembled to. So removing that made it hard to get everything to line up properly, and it took several attempts to get everything to line up square.
Yeah, so I play a lot of support here. I kind of helped out where I was needed, especially during the second half when we had to redesign and we had to take parts out and add more parts in and just change some of the parts. So me and Dean spent a lot of time actually just connecting them all over again because we lost that big old center block. Again for the weight loss and speed and performance. And so I spent a lot of time just trying to rework different things with him to see if we could get our assembly back together properly and appropriately.
To kind of add on with what we were having like software issues with SolidWorks where there'd be inconsistencies between the parts in width and maybe depth. It could be for connecting them wise, especially when we were grabbing them from different digital assets or different websites we'd grab them from. And my job was just to make sure that they actually all have the same consistencies and actually all work together.
Connor and I performed a very quick audit of the physical parts versus the CAD list. This was to ensure our paper trail, yes, remained pretty professional and I guess accurate.
Yeah, to re-summarize, we increased the size of our wing for more downforce. We got rid of the fenders, lost weight, so it's a little bit lighter, therefore it moved quicker. Also, lost the fenders because it looks like the Batmobile now, which is always more aesthetic. We removed the giant center block because it was heavy and we didn't feel like we really needed it, especially since we ended up putting it all back together without it. Its main purpose was to serve as like a joint, like one big old joint for everything to be built around. But who needs it, you know? But yeah, I mean that's a summary of what we changed.
I would like to add that also the added perk of the wing being bigger makes it look like a whale tail from a Porsche 911, which could also be cool, a cool addition to the Batmobile.
Get Batman that info right now.
Call Bruce Wayne. Another thing that would prove to be difficult was trying to get all of the mates to stay and not break, because a lot of the mates we made like counteracted each other and caused a lot of damage in the assembly. So it took a long time, probably an eighth of the total time to assemble this was repairing the mates.
Yep. But we built a lot, we sourced a lot from GrabCAD, but it all came together, turned out pretty good. We had a lot of fun doing it. So, yeah. All right. Catch y'all next time.